What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Honey Hive. Today I have with me my beautiful sister-in-law, Kaylee.
Hey.
This is Kaylee's first time being on a podcast. I think this is only the second time you've ever been in one of my vlogs. Have you been in vlogs before?
Way back with like Hope's Homestead stuff.
Yeah, the horse thing. Yeah. When we went to the horse show. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. You've been modeling for me a little bit lately.
Yeah.
That's been a lot of fun.
Opened up quite a bit. I've got comfortable.
So I had planned to, like, whenever I had clients coming on, I was planning to ask them, like, oh, how did you find me?
Yeah.
But you found me because you were born into that. But actually, it's kind of a weird story how you found us. It was a surprise.
Yeah.
We were a surprise to you.
Yeah, like the whole, like, actually meeting you was way a surprise. Yeah. So, like, I was an only child for 18 years.
Yeah.
Literally. And my 18th birthday, I found out I had two older brothers, which was weird. So I met John and you when I was 18.
Yeah.
And I didn't just get like a brother. I got a whole family. Like,
yeah.
I got a whole package.
You immediately became an aunt.
Yeah.
Because I was pregnant with Olivia, so you became an aunt of 3 instantly.
Yeah. And I didn't even know about the other ones. So, like, in a matter of one day, I gained 6 nieces and 2 nephews, including Shane.
Yeah.
So
it was a lot.
It was a lot, but I never hated it for 1 second. Like, I was so excited. Everyone was like, I think she's going to be mad. I think she's going to be upset. And I'm like, no, I've been waiting on this day forever. Like, I've always just wanted a sibling.
You know what's wild is for a little while, I worked at the doggy daycare, right? Yeah. And so when I was working at the doggy daycare, there was actually this girl there, and I had told her what John's last name was, and I brought it up, and she was like, oh, is he related to the Newmans? And I was like, well, hell, everybody's related to the Newmans. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, I don't know. And she was like, yeah, I went to school with a girl named Kaylee. And I actually looked you up and saw you on Facebook and still had no clue.
Really?
We had no clue. Like, I looked at you and I kind of thought that that's who it was. And I was like, I think that she might be related to you, John. And we started looking through your profile, and I saw a picture of your parents at the beach, and I saw your dad. And that's how I knew. I was like,
yeah.
Oh. And that was when I was pregnant with Solomon. So it was years later.
You wouldn't have even compared mine and Solomon's face together.
No, I would have had no clue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was your high school pictures. Yeah. It was band pictures of you.
Yeah.
That I was like pilfering through.
That's crazy.
Ain't that wild?
And the craziest thing is, like, I was friends with you on Facebook.
Yeah.
I had no idea. It was back when I was just adding everybody. Like, hey, they got the same last name. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I added you.
Would never be related.
I added you because I wondered if you didn't know or if you did know. And you know what the funny part is? The girl that was telling me about it, she was like, yeah, she's a bitch.
Look, I act accordingly. So if you match me on that energy, I guess that's what you're going to get.
I have to agree with that. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen you. I don't think I've ever seen you act like a bitch unless somebody's just.
You've never had to work with me, so it's fine.
I don't know. I don't know. I think the only time I've ever seen you get a little bitchy was when, and even then I don't think you were bitchy, you were just a little bit more assertive than you normally are.
Yeah.
Is when we were at the beach, and I think you felt like people were being a little too overreaching with what they were wanting.
Yeah.
And you were defending me. I don't think you're typically bitchy when it comes to yourself.
No, like
but other people,
I can be a doormat. But if it's people I like, I'm like, no.
The Aries you like me or you love me.
Exactly. Honestly, I don't care if you like me or not.
Yeah.
But if it's someone I love, don't pretend to like them and not, because then I will get defensive.
Yeah, for sure. John's the same way. He's like he'll tolerate a lot.
Yeah.
Like, he'll tolerate a lot, but he'll also get pissed off.
Exactly.
Especially if it comes to me. Mm-hmm. He gets like uber crazy if it comes to me. So yeah, you were watching that podcast, the last episode with me and Emily, and you were talking about the fact that you do the same thing with the stories that John does. And I was like, it's so funny to not have grown up with each other. You guys do so many similar things.
Yeah. It's weird.
It is weird.
It is weird, but I don't think we even realize all the stuff we do alike still.
No.
Like, we're still learning each other.
Yeah.
We've got 18 years to make up
and it's such a weird thing. Like, me and Emily were talking about it the other day. What were we bringing up? Oh, I think we were talking about the fact that we were doing like friend group things. And she's like, I'm really glad Kaylee's in the friend group. I was like, me too. And she said, and I was like, yeah, I'm glad that you guys got past it. She was like, I never had a problem with her. I was like, I don't think she had a problem with you. I think it was just the fact that, like, when she came along, she so desperately wanted that sibling relationship with John, like you would if you grew up with him.
Yeah.
And Emily was like 4 when John came along, so she was just a baby. So she did grow up with him like a brother. And I think when you saw, and when he gets uncomfortable, like, he'll pick at whoever he's comfortable with.
Yeah.
Like, just to kind of like break the ice. And at the very beginning, he would pick at Emily in the room instead of you. And I feel like that bothered you a lot.
It did on some aspects, and I think the main issue from that was, yes, it was hard to see my brother have relationships with other people that I didn't have yet,
that you wanted,
that I wanted so bad for my entire life, and I finally had it, and it wasn't what it was supposed to be. And on top of that, like, everything I knew about having siblings, I saw from everyone else in the world.
Yeah.
It wasn't something that I got to create, so it was a constant comparison to that person. Well, we're supposed to be acting like that. We're supposed to be acting like that. No, that was never the case, because we're never going to be anybody else but who we are.
Yeah.
So just because we don't like pick on each other and like run up and like punch each other and shit, like, no, we don't do that, but we'll hang out with each other and pick each other with words and stuff like that. We're just different.
Like him posting that photo on Facebook and was like, jealousy's a sickness, get well soon, Kaylee.
Listen.
The argument of who's the better looking sibling.
Yeah. Like, come on now. Like,
it's a clear winner, you know what I mean?
Like, come on. I don't know. Honestly, I think Solomon's the prettiest because he's both of us combined.
My little dump truck.
Yes, he's my little twin.
So Kaylee put on like a ton of makeup. She's like, I put on a ton of makeup to hide. Look how sunburnt we are. So we did a pool party yesterday and I'm sunburnt. Like, I'm burnt. My face is burnt. But look at it. You got on enough makeup.
You can see the red. Yes.
So, yeah, she dressed up just for you. So you didn't have to see her redness. That pool party was fun.
It was fun.
I just burnt up. God almighty, it was hot. I don't even think it was the fact that the sun was out and it was so hot, like it was like blistering.
Right.
It was the fact that, like, the concrete got so dang hot. You couldn't even step out of the pool without like burning your freaking feet off.
And there was no wind.
No, it was nothing. It was just
straight
hot
heat. Yeah.
Dead on you.
Yeah.
I was like, good God. That's why we're sunburnt, because I also didn't wear sunscreen.
I lathered on sunscreen and you saw what happened.
I know. I don't know how, like, you're that burnt with sunscreen and I'm this kind of burnt.
Yeah.
I know you was a lifeguard for a little while. How'd you do that? Like, what made you want to do that? Because I'm the type of person, I ain't jumping in. Like,
it looked like a badass, easy job, and I could look sexy doing it, and there was a lot of hot guys that wanted to swim. I'm just being real with you. And that was not the case.
Yeah.
They had me opening up the pool at 4:30, and then I'd have to sit and watch water aerobics, which there was nobody under 50 in the pool. So that wasn't fun.
So you did not have a hot girl summer being a lifeguard?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
You had a geriatric summer.
It was so boring. like I never wanted anything to happen because I didn't trust myself that much. But I'm like, this sucks.
It's like yesterday I said, oh, don't worry. Like, if you go down Kaylee's lifeguard, you're like, no.
Look, please don't put me in that position. I will try my best, but please don't put that much faith in me.
Don't trust me. Hi, my baby. Come on.
Dolly.
Come on, honey. Oh, she said, come on. She said, I'm coming. Come here, baby.
Oh, she
Bless. I love her little
She's like,
vlogs.
this is my studio.
I know.
How you doing?
She's like, welcome to my house, welcome to my studio, my job, my building, my people. I own everything in here.
Yeah.
Since you found John, you guys, how long did we know each other before we met Scott? It was like a year or two, wasn't it?
Yeah, it
It was
three,
longer.
It
Yeah,
was
I was supposed to say
3
longer.
years because I met John when I was 18 and met Scott when I was 21.
Yeah. And I think it's wild to me that you ended up having to be, you're the youngest
Mm-hmm.
and you were the child, but you're the one that's having to like coordinate.
I'm the girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm the girl.
That's a fact.
I'm
But
the
you're
girl.
like trying to coordinate to get everybody together.
Yeah.
And you're like, let's get together. I want to see you. Like, you're just like, no, I'm coming to your house. Like,
Yeah.
we're going to have this relationship. Like, we're going to make this work.
And you influenced that.
Oh, thanks.
Believe it or not.
Really?
Because I remember going the first time we met Scott.
Oh, yeah.
And like I was expecting to like see John. And then I saw him and I'm like, hey, like he's not like us at all. He's way short, like different. And then we sat down at that table and it was silence. And I don't know if we were just in shock. I don't know what's going on, but you were there, luckily.
Yeah, I think it just felt awkward.
Let's talk. What do y'all do for a living? What's this? Like, how do you do this? And we were just kind of like scared out of our freaking minds, but amazed. Like, it was just shock. And then from that point on, like every other time we met, I kind of felt quiet. Like I was too scared. And I'm like, what the hell am I scared of?
Yeah.
These are my siblings.
Yeah.
Now or never.
Yeah.
You know? And like I do live with dad.
Yeah.
And stuff. But I don't want that to hinder me having a relationship with them.
Right.
Because I know it's weird to be like, hey, I'm coming over. I'm coming to see you because my relationship with them is not the same relationship dad has with them.
Right. Yeah.
So I reach out and I go to y'all.
Yeah. Just because you live with him doesn't make you the extension of him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think you're probably in the same place that John was when he first got presented with, you're about to get to meet your dad.
Yeah.
And the whole trauma of the family. The family kind of made me a little, not everybody, but some of them annoyed me a little bit because like their solution to that was, let's tell him stories about him when he was growing up.
Exactly.
And I'm just like, that doesn't.
No.
That's a shit in the face, honestly.
Yeah.
And you know me.
Exactly.
You know me.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of it. I was like, so why didn't he come around?
Yeah.
They were like, you're gonna have to ask him. I was like, don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. But when John first got presented with the idea of getting to meet his dad, I'm gonna be honest with you, he really didn't have that kind of interest in it. He was like, I don't know. He was like, I've been this long without him. Who's you?
Yeah.
You were what he was after. You were what he wanted. He was like, I want this.
Yeah.
And I told him, I was like, well, we were talking about like how he deals with it and stuff. And he said, when it comes to situations like this, and I think you're probably in the same boat as him with that, is he told me, he was like, when life deals you a shit sandwich, you either starve to death or you learn to like the taste of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like you either learn to work with what you got or you just do without. Like that's your only options. There is no, well, I should just.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I'm honestly very proud of you for the way that like you've really pushed hard.
Yeah.
To make a relationship with him.
Yeah. I mean, I want it. That's what I've wanted. And I just didn't know how to go about it.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of stuff like going through my head. Like, there's no handbook on how to act when you meet your brother.
No, there's really not.
There's
especially
no
when you
right
just
way
found out like
to
how
do it.
many weeks, like you found out what, a week and a half before you actually laid eyeballs on him.
I met him, or I found out that he existed 5 days before I met y'all.
Yeah. Yeah. Like how do you even process that?
Weird.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
the whole scenario of meeting him, I wish we had gone about it
that was dramatic.
Way.
That was dramatic and orchestrated.
Very.
Give me the ick.
I can't tell you the last time we had got together like that.
Yeah, they were just they wanted to watch the sideshow circus. They were like, I want to see this. I want to see it.
And you know, I'm just going to openly say it.
Yeah.
Like, you could have been watching us grow up together. You could have been watching us have a relationship together. But no, we waited that long and then you want to watch it? That's a little weird.
Yeah, that's a little odd.
Yeah.
It's one of those situations where, like, you are guilty of this, but now you want to play the hero.
Yep.
When it comes time. And
Yeah.
the only hero in the situation, shout out to Nikki. The only hero in the situation is Nikki for sure. Nikki,
if it wasn't for Nikki
said, I think she's told me the story before, and I might get the details wrong on it, but she said that John's aunt, Misty, or he calls her Mimi, John's aunt Mimi, posted something on Facebook, and it had the kids, and it had Mara and Solomon, and I think they were like doing a campfire or something like that.
Yeah.
And she saw it, and she was like, you know what? I was just a kid when he came around. You know, I didn't have control of the situation. Like, obviously, I was a teenager. She was a kid. Mm-hmm. And she said, it's now or never. And she asked Misty, what do you think if I messaged him? And Mimi was like, go for it. And she did. And I'll never forget that. We were laying in bed, and he patted me, and he goes, hey, baby doll. And I was like, what? He goes, my Aunt Nikki, my dad's sister, just messaged me. And he read it to me. And he was like, what do you think I should do? And I was like, I think you should respond to it. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, this is it, John. This is the opportunity you wanted to know your family. And so, I mean, he was up all freaking night.
Yeah.
He was up all night. He was very stressed.
Yeah.
Very stressed.
Yeah.
But I'm glad she did it. Like, if Nikki wouldn't have done that, you still wouldn't know he existed.
No.
Yeah, your dad was not going to tell anybody.
And the craziest thing is on Scott, I've saw my nieces before I even knew they were my nieces.
Yeah.
We were that close.
Yeah, because y'all lived in the same city.
Yes. We had the same friends. We almost went to the same school. Very close. Which could have been a really bad situation. Let's just mention.
You know what's funny?
Because we didn't have the same last name.
Yes.
It could have been so bad.
But here's the thing. That was the one thing that John said. John was like, I'm so upset. He was like, you know, when I was younger, I was running around being a wild ass. He was like, what the heck? What if I would have my sister?
I know. That could have been Joe Dirt. Like,
one of my cousins, you know, because he didn't know anybody.
Exactly.
And what's funny is, like, when I will never forget this, when we were there meeting, Jean walked in, and John looks at Jean. Jean looks at John. They were like, what are you doing here? So John has a cousin, Corey, and Jean and Corey are best friends. Very best friends. Mm-hmm. So John used to hang out with Jean and had no idea. He's hanging out with both cousins, one on each side. Yeah. No clue. Yeah. But what's sick about the whole situation is both families knew.
Yeah.
Both families knew.
They knew.
And they watched.
I had more than the family know, too. I had friends that I grew up with my whole life.
That knew you had brothers.
That kept that from me out of respect.
The plot thickens.
Oh, yeah.
I have no idea.
I have friends of the family that knew the Glandons that I swim with on swim team. Never spoke a word of it to me.
I hope you don't talk to them people no more.
I don't. I don't talk to anybody anymore.
She said, absolutely not.
No, I don't. It amazes me how it never even come out, like Girl Scouts, any of that, like nothing.
Do you think your mom orchestrated a lot of that, of like protecting you to make sure that you didn't find out unless it was through your dad?
I don't know. Because I look back like in my head and I remember Mom being like, you need to talk to her.
Yeah.
You need to talk to her. And I never knew why. I didn't care as a kid.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, Dad had the perfect opportunity to tell me. And looking back, it was really shitty.
Yeah.
But we were at a party of where his work friends were. It was a Christmas party. Mm-hmm. And he was out back smoking with the men. And he's like, yeah, I've got one. And then I've got one in Sweetwater. And I overheard it, but I dropped it at the time. On our way home, I asked, I was like, hey, do I have a sibling? Like, do I have a brother or sister? No. Like, didn't even dodge it. He just straight up said no.
Yeah, just straight lied.
Yeah. He could have, like, broken the ice there. I was at the age where I could have comprehended it.
Yeah.
No.
Has he ever told you why he refused to tell you? Did he ever give you an explanation?
No.
Because he gave me an explanation of why. He gave it to me because I cornered him.
Yeah.
You know me, I'm very confrontational. Like, I cornered him.
Yeah.
We were at a restaurant, and your mom was sitting beside me. John was sitting beside him. I think we were at like Taco Bell.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, so why did you not come around?
Yeah.
And he just kind of looked at your mom, and she goes, go ahead, Scott, tell her. Like, she would not let him
You know how
worm his
long
way
mom has
out.
probably waited?
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I wanted to know, do you think your mom orchestrated the fact that nobody was allowed to tell you until your dad, like, she was going to make him be the one to do it, like, do the right thing and tell. I cornered him about it, and I was actually kind of surprised that he did tell him. His answers were excuses.
Mm-hmm.
His answers were definitely excuses, but at least it kind of gave John a little bit of closure, like understanding like what was mentally going through his head when he did what he did. It was still an excuse.
Right.
But yeah, I just didn't know if he had ever given you a reason of why he decided to just not tell you. Like, what would it have hurt?
I'll be real, like, I know the reason. He's never told me the reason, but between all of us, we figured it out.
Yeah.
He was scared.
Yeah.
He wasn't scared of raising a child, or else he wouldn't have raised me. He wasn't scared of he wasn't scared of anything but facing
what he did.
He was scared to face John's mom and his grandfather.
Yeah, I really think what happens with him when it came to that situation is I really feel like he built this new family, and he had a wife that he wanted to stay with,
mm-hmm.
and he had a daughter that he loved. Water under the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to deal with that, so I'm not going to.
Right.
And I want to keep it from her because I want to keep my perfect little family just the way they are.
That's outside of the box. It's outside of the comfort zone.
Yeah, because then I'll have to give an explanation. I don't want to explain myself to anybody.
Yeah.
Boy, howdy, I shit on that.
I was going to say, there's a lot more explaining to do than that now.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know how Scott has anything, like, even comes around me. Like, why he don't just, like, run when he sees me coming. Because I'm just like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Give me a reason. I want to hear it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know how he does it.
I don't either.
Have you ever asked him?
I used to be that way. Like, I would pick up all the traits as a kid. Even when I first met y'all, I was so timid.
You really were.
And I'm like, I know what to do, sort of thing. Now I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I don't even know. I want to know what the fuck's going on.
That's very, very true.
Yeah.
And your mom wasn't like that at all. She was a lot more. She would ask, but she was always passive aggressive with her. She's never a direct person. She's always very passive aggressive, like.
Because she cared too much about what people thought about her. And every little thing she said, she played it in her head like, is that something wrong? Like, I'm worried. Like, how are they going to see me, sort of thing. She wanted to be loved.
Yeah.
By anybody. And she was. She absolutely was. But that was her. Like, she would rather get along with you than to confront you.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very surprised that she liked me.
She adored you.
I know.
She did.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember right after we hadn't known you too long. I think like it was when your papaw died. It was when your papaw died.
Yeah.
When Papaw Bill died. And which was so wild to me because when I met John, it's kind of like with Mara. My oldest is 14. And when I had Mara, everybody kept saying, oh, she's going to look like our side of the family. And I was like, no, the fuck she's not. I think she's going to look like my side of the family. And she does kind of look like me, right? Yeah. She does look like me, does look like Emily. She does look similar to us. Mm-hmm. But there was just something about her. She didn't really look like John, but who does she look like? Like, we could never figure that out. I was like, who does she look like? And for whatever reason, I don't know, I guess because I got a pea brain, I never put two and two together that she could possibly look like John's dad's side of the family. And when we met them for the very first time before we met you, we went to Applebee's and Brianna came walking in. I took a look at her and I went, oh,
there's Mara.
There it is. There it is.
But yeah, like a lot of them kept saying too, like, I think Mara's going to look like you. I think Mara's going to look like you. And then y'all set Solomon in my lap.
I know.
Game
I know.
over.
I know.
He could have been over mine. Like,
I know. And that was crazy too, because like I think he looks similar to my brothers and John, right? So I think he looks like a good blend of them.
Yeah.
So I never questioned who he looked like.
Yeah.
Until we went and we met you, and they said, and he was like he was 2.
Yeah.
And he sat down on your lap, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, like we were in the room together, everything. Didn't really think about it.
Because I've said,
she set him down, it's like, whoa.
So I have like super dark black eyes, and both of my girls have super dark brown black eyes, right? So that was not a question.
Right.
But John has blue eyes, but they don't look like Solomon's. I was just like, oh, he just got blue eyes, like his daddy. Yeah. And my dad has blue eyes, but his eyes don't look like that. But they set him on your lap, and you both it is like the same eyeballs looking up at you.
Yeah.
And that was such a trip for me. I was like,
yeah.
Where did what?
Yeah.
Who would have ever guessed that that's what it was? It's like when I would go around John, like when we first started dating and stuff, and I met all of his family, he don't look like any of them.
Yeah.
And the thing that kind of like stuck with everybody was like, oh, he looks like his papaw, talking about Frank, his mom's dad.
Yeah.
So we were all like, oh, he looks like Frank. It's not that John looks like Frank. It's that his personality is so much like him. Like he acts so much like him that when you look at him, all you can think of is Frank. So therefore you like associate him with that, but he don't look like him. When we met y'all and I met his papa, Bill.
Yep. Have you seen younger pictures of him?
Yes. Nikki sent them to me. I was like,
yep.
He is literally the spitting image of his grandfathers.
Yep.
Personality, looks, both grandfathers.
And he is the one, I say, okay, Matthew has talent with guitar and stuff too, but the way John can pick on a guitar sounds just like Papa picking on a guitar.
That's crazy.
He carried that.
Yeah, because nobody else has any kind of music inclination in his other side of the family that are like blood related to him.
Yeah.
So that had to be where he got all that stuff. But it was so wild. It was wild meeting you guys and like finding out, that he had siblings, meeting his dad, meeting his aunts, cousins. I was like, because your all's family's big.
Yeah.
And his mom's side of the family
that's just a tiny piece of it.
Yeah, and his mom's side of the family is humongous.
Yeah.
So when we met, I was like, holy crap, there's so
many more. My great-grandmother on my mom's side had 12 kids.
Dear God.
Yeah, so they're actually the small side.
This also goes to show you, ladies, that men don't care. Them moo-moos that Mama wears.
Let me tell you.
The moo-moos be getting it.
Moo-moos was the original lingerie.
That's for sure. Have you ever wore a moo-moo?
I have like 5 of them. I love them.
So, Mom, you know how Emily, if I say anything, or if anybody says anything, she will just take it and just ride it to the ground. Well, Mom called me middle-aged one day because I told her, I said, I was like, I saw this girl on TikTok. She's talking about these $8 moo-moos that you can get at Walmart. And I was like, I'm going to get one. And I was like, I got one. It's so freaking comfortable. And I was like, the other day I got in my recliner with my moo-moo on and I put a blanket on myself. And I was like, this is why old grannies do this. Like, this is living the life. I'm missing out. Like, what is happening? And Mom goes, it's because you're middle-aged. Emily has been riding that into the ground. Like, you're middle-aged. Mm-hmm. You're middle-aged. And I'm just also like, fuck you. But the best karma is coming to her over that. Because Mara is almost the same age difference from her as she is from me. And Mara's starting to make like references and talking about TikToks and laughing about things and saying something like, oh yeah, what was the word she used the other day? It was something so stupid. And I was like, what the hell is that? And I'm Mom, so I'm definitely old. Yeah. Right. So Emily's cool. So Emily's not old yet. But now Emily's starting to be like, what? I'll have to look that up. She's like, I literally have to look stuff up. And Mara started ragging Emily over being old. And I'm like, sucks, don't it?
It's all the payback that she gave
That's what you get. You're now an old woman with kids. Mm-hmm. How does it feel to play that character in the story?
But she'll get it tenfold. Because she has her own 2 kids. It's going to
I
start
know,
at
you're
her whenever they get older.
Oh, Mara already does that. It's like the other day I did a TikTok and it was like your green flags. And one of mine that popped up said Riz. And I was like, what the fuck is what's Riz?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna have to ask Mara what that is, and then she's gonna bully me.
So I need to know what is it.
Do you not know? Charisma.
Oh.
Do you have charisma?
Okay.
You got the Riz.
Yeah.
I was like, just like if I knew like once you hear the explanation, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But if you just hear it, you're just like, huh?
Like that's
I'm still trying to sit here and think about what was the other word she used the other day. It was so stupid, and I was just looking at her like, huh? And then she explained
the full word.
Yeah, then she explained it to me, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. It was something about being dramatic. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
If I think of it, we'll bring it back up if I think about it.
It'll be one of those moments. By the way,
I remember the word. Yeah. My ADHD, it could be lost forever and all of eternity in the brain, or I could remember it in the next 10 minutes. We don't know.
We don't know.
Before the shit about you finding out you had, I don't know, a whole other family, siblings, and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
do you feel like that you ever had trauma as a kid before that, or was that like the most traumatic thing?
That was the most traumatic thing.
That's so wild to me.
I was so sheltered.
Oh, I know your mama babied the fuck out of you.
I was not only the only child, but I was the baby grandbaby. Like, and the girl. So I was the last grandchild she was gonna have. Dolly's like, let me tell you.
Dolly's like, I'm gonna tell you all about this.
I'm the child.
She's such a bitch.
I love her.
I love her. Her personality. Like when I do those Dolly vlogs, I'm literally voicing over what she gives you the vibe of what she's thinking. Like I'm not just making it up to be funny. Because you're the only one that can
read her mind.
Yeah, I'm not doing it just to be funny on TikTok. Like that's how she fucking acts.
Dolly,
get your butt in here, honey. Come on, honey. Oh. I'm gonna leave that honey part in there so Emily has to hear it.
Honey.
Emily hates when I'm like, oh hi honey. She's like, stop saying that. She's like, it's literally nails on a chalkboard. Also, go fuck yourself. This is my real tatty tot. I say what I want.
Yeah.
You're barking at people on the street. What's wrong with you?
I'm trying to tell him to come in.
You're not going in there with daddy, no ma'am. No. You don't cuss at me. You don't cuss at me.
She bruffed you.
I know she. I'm telling you when
She's so spoiled.
I'm telling you when I voice those vlogs over, that is not just like me making up something because I think it's gonna be funny for like that's how this dog is acting. Like the way that she stands. Like I was saying that yesterday to somebody else. When you see her on the other side of the room, and I'm like, "Come on, Dolly," and she's like, "Mom's trying to get me to come back there," and also fuck her because I do what I want. That's not me just being like funny. That's what she does. She's like, that's not like staged. Stop fussing at the door. Watch her stomp her feet at me. Stop stomping your feet. If I get really on her nerves, like really piss her off, she'll kick her back feet like she's like flicking dirt. Yeah, she like a bull. She's about to charge you. She'll flick her back feet. She does it at Gus. She'll stare at Gus like she's wanting to kick his ass. She'll stare at him and then she'll kick them back feet out. Watch her. That's the other thing she does. Like just it grinds my gears. Like I'll go to like, come on, baby, come on. And the second I reach to touch her, she immediately backs up.
She's like, don't touch me.
She'll get right up on you. And then when you go to touch her, and she gets just out of fingertip reach. So you can't grab her.
She wants you to get up and do something for her.
Oh, boy. She's worse than a damn kid. Pissed me off all the way. Now that we have officially lost Dolly, made her go back out of the room so she can quit acting like a little dick.
She's a diva.
She is. God almighty. But, you know, what's funny is her breeder had said something about the fact that he's thinking about coming to get pictures done. Mm-hmm. And I was like, period. And he's like, he said that he might even come and drag. And I was like, absolutely.
What?
Yeah, he's drag. What? He does drag on the side. So I was like, yeah, absolutely. And he said, what would you think about if I wanted to come get pictures if we traded? You give me pictures and I'll give you another puppy. I was like, so we're doing it next week.
So I get another niece?
Yeah. Well, I told him I wanted a puppy so Bella is Dolly's mama's name, right? Mm-hmm. So Bella is actually blonde and white. Dolly's black and white. Her daddy's chocolate and white. Why is she black and white?
Really?
Why is she black and white? I said, Mama just flipped over the fence. No, but Bella is her mama, and Jax is her daddy. Jax or Dax? I think it was Jax. Is her daddy, and I told him that yes, Bella is at the age of retirement. He's gonna do one more litter, and then she's retired, like being spayed, retired.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, before you spay Bella, that last litter, I
Yeah.
want one more baby.
Yeah.
I had considered breeding Dolly. I've kind of went back and forth about it, but where she's so tiny, I would only breed her to a Cavalier King Charles. Right? I don't. Have you ever
So-
seen those?
Is she the only one out of her litter that
That's that
has
little.
the dwarfism?
Yep, she's the only one that's little. She was the
Okay.
runt.
Okay.
She's the only one that little. Her brother lives just down the street from her. So her name's Dolly. His name's Johnny Cash.
Oh,
They call him JC.
That's
So
adorable.
he is, I think he's like close to 25, 26 pounds. Dolly's 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like tiny, like half their size.
Yeah.
So I would love to breed her, but not because I'm like trying to sell puppies or anything. It has nothing to do with that. She is just so intelligent. This dog just looks at you and you see brains behind them eyeballs.
Yeah.
She's got such a great personality, just the best little baby. I would love to have puppies from her and then raise her puppy up and then possibly breed her, like continue that line because they're so intelligent and so sweet and such good babies.
Right.
But then also I don't want to put her through that because she is so tiny. So I think I'm just going to spay her.
Yeah.
If we get another one from him, I told him I don't care if it's boy or girl, but I don't want to run. I don't care if it's a boy or girl, but I don't want to run next time. I do want.
You don't want two littles.
No, I do want to. I do want a little bit bigger
double.
one. Yeah, I do want a little bit bigger one. It's not because I have anything against dog meme, anything like that. But the kids want a big dog. They've been wanting a big dog. So we keep trying to get big dogs. Every time we get a big dog, some bullshit happens. Like we had to have Charlie put to sleep because he ended up with his brain tumor.
Yeah.
We wasn't able to keep Forrest. He was there for 5 days, and I had to return him back to the shelter because of his leg injury that he got at the shelter. So we keep trying to get big dogs, and it's just never really working out. So I think if I get them a dog that is Dolly's sibling, so therefore I know it's not an idiot. I know it's not going to have any health issues because, she's like the perfect little being.
Hey, now.
It's close, right? It's close.
John's my brother, and I'm not an idiot. You saw what happened there, so be careful.
That's true.
No, just kidding.
Very true. Genetics are a wild thing, boy.
They really are.
But no, I think like if I can get one that's similar to Dolly Mae in personality, maybe not as much of an asshole. Maybe not as
they might
diva-ish.
clash. You wouldn't put two Virgos together in one house.
That's a fact.
So
me and Solomon are both Virgos. I don't know. Yeah. Virgos I don't think clash is bad, maybe. Me and Solly are both Virgos.
Well, it's like a headstrong woman.
Yeah. So my sister-in-law, Lisa, she's a Virgo. Me and her only so we're 13 days apart. Literally, we're in same year.
Same year?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We would have went to high school together if I hadn't have been homeschooled.
Yeah.
Like we would have been we would have known each other. Right. But me and Lisa are both Virgos, September Virgos. And we love when we go on vacation and trips and stuff. I love her so much. She does the only reason I'm not like that, I have kids and kids take up your entire existence. She does not have children. So she therefore has a lot more time than I do. And she will make up these itineraries. We went to Thanksgiving one year and she hosted Thanksgiving. Girl, she sent a PDF menu that was fancy looking that you could go in and type out and change things if you needed to. We showed up that she'd had Aaron build a table just for the event. Had little pine spruce on the table, beyond. And I was like, my detail-oriented loving ass is in heaven right now.
Her whole aura is beautiful. Yes. The way she dresses, all of her products she sells, she's just
disgusting, dude. Just disgusting. Yes. It's I tell everybody, if I'm describing her, if Pinterest came to life, It's Lisa. And you would think that she
Yeah.
dresses like that for Instagram or, you know, just if somebody's going to see her.
No.
I showed
Every
up.
time I've seen her.
Yep. I showed up one morning to pick up something and she come riding down in the golf cart from the house to his shop. And she had on the sun hat, the cutesy dress, her little mug of coffee with her little dog sitting beside her, just smiling. And I was like, fuck
She's
you.
adorable.
I love you so much, but fuck you. Why are you like this?
I know.
I want to be like this.
I know.
I had kids and they ruin everything. Children ruin everything. So I know you said that you're wanting to have babies.
I do.
Oh.
I do.
No, listen. Aunt B cannot wait for more nieces and nephews. Aunt B loves nieces and nephews. So
And Aiden's probably like, come on, I'm ready.
I know. I told Emily yesterday I FaceTimed her and Chunchi was looking so freaking cute. I was like, oh, look at him.
I know.
He loves Miss Rachel. But he started this new thing where he throws temper tantrums.
Oh,
So
no.
cute. You'll be talking to him and he'll, and like,
He's so dramatic, too.
such a drama
He'll,
king.
like, bump something and he's like, oh.
He's so dramatic. But
Olivia used to do the same thing, though.
used to? Girl, she's still.
Still.
I can't.
Yes, it was. You'd be sitting on the couch and be like, my stomach hurts. And she's like, oh, my stomach hurts real bad. And I got a headache.
I need medicine. Yeah, I know she's so little. I need medicine. She got so bad about I need medicine that I ended up like putting Kool-Aid in a glass that we kept in the fridge that I would use a syringe and give her Kool-Aid.
Just to calm her down.
Because she won't shut up about it unless you give her her Kool-Aid. She
like
literally
the
drank the
same thing.
Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Literally drank the Kool-Aid.
That's genius, though.
Listen, you got to do what you got to do. When you are a parent, you will come up with some of the most creative shit you ever imagined in your entire life just to survive.
Just
It's
to
survival
survive.
tactics. You watch a survival show and you watch them do something, you're like, oh, that's so smart. You do it as a parent too, just so that you don't die.
Right.
Like, you're like, I can't do this. This is miserable.
Take it day by day.
You're like, I'll do whatever I have to do to get you to shut the fuck up and get out of my face. I love you, but go away.
Yeah.
That's my daily existence. I love you so much, but please go away. Like,
Yeah.
just please. And
Yeah.
it's like I was telling Emily on the last show, I think it's because I homeschooled her. What was I thinking? You know how she said that I overwhelm myself? You've seen this live in action.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I don't know why. Like, I don't know if it is the fact that I am a Virgo. I don't know if it is the fact that I do have ADHD and I always have to be doing, or I don't know if it's trauma and I feel like the love that I get from people is like product based. Like I have to, or service based. Like I have to give you or do for you
Right.
to get love back from you. You know what I mean? Like, or for you to like me.
Since I've known you, even way back at the beginning when you were heavily involved in church and all this other stuff.
That's another story that we want to talk about today.
Like a cycle. You've always been in a cycle.
Oh, yeah.
And it was hyperfixation.
Oh, yeah. I have to say a lot.
It was one or the other. There was no in between. So you would be in this high moment where you want to plan everything. You have all this stuff, all these new ideas, and you're like ready to do it. Let's do it now. And you can't. Now, I'm not saying that you're not capable of everything, but you're not capable of everything all at once. So when you are finally, and I'm not trying to attack you here, this is just what I see.
Welcome to my therapy session.
Yeah. But like when you are able to plan this stuff,
yeah.
and you have to plan it in advance, by the time it gets there, you're out of that cycle stage.
Yeah, and I'm so worn out from it.
And you're so worn out from just processing and setting it up that it is exhausting.
Yeah, I really do think it's the ADHD more than anything.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I really do. Because I'll get so, like, for Christmas this year, you know, I made you the blinged out coffee cup. Okay, so I was blinging out Emily a water jug. Emily loves cups. Like, she's obsessed with cups. Every time I go anywhere, like when I went to the beach, I'll get her a cup. So I was like, I'm going to bling you out a cup for Christmas. I gave it to her in June.
Right.
It took me that long because I bought like all the rhinestones and all the glue and all the things. And I was doing these cups and I was so excited about it. Loved it. And I was like so into it. And then I got about halfway through a cup, and then I was just like, oh, I'm so done with it. Like the hyperfixation just leaves.
Yeah.
Photography has been the only thing that the hyperfixation has not left on.
Right.
And I don't know why. I'm waiting for the shoe to drop for me to be like, yeah, I hate this.
Right.
But so far, no. And I think it's because I do get to do a lot of new and exciting things all the time. Like I can always switch it up.
Changing.
Yeah. And even though like the pool party, was it financially successful for me? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It was not worth it at all. At all. Would I change it? No, because it gave me something new and adventurous and different to do. It got me out of the house. It changed scenery. I met new people, new potential clients. Like it was for that.
Yeah.
So it's like the beach trips. I even told them, I was like, I might do one more beach trip, but I might need to like slow the roll. 2 a year is a little stupid.
But it's your birthday. Why are we not?
Why not? And I made it, I experimented too by making it shorter.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so I won't be there as long. Because the first day I wasn't too fine. But the first day I was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Second day I was fine. By the third day, I was like, I want to go home.
Yeah.
So this time, by the time we get there, it'll be later in the afternoon. So I've only got those 2 days and then leave the next morning.
Exactly.
So I won't get too burnt out. Because after a certain, like that's even, I'm that way with John too. Like when we go on vacation.
Yeah.
Like the last day, I'm like, you just want to go.
I'm ready to go. Get my recliner.
Once I get it in my head that we're going to leave, I want to do it right now.
Exactly.
If I could teleport myself from where I am to where I'm going, I would do it. Like when I'm ready to go home, I want to be already home.
Yeah.
By the time it hits me that I want to go home, I already want to be there.
Right.
I want to be there yesterday.
Yeah. I get it. And I think like what you're saying with the cycle thing.
Yeah.
Hyperfixation. Why you haven't found your low to the photography yet and decided that, I haven't hated it. I think it's because it's your life now.
Yeah, probably.
I don't think it's because it's a hobby anymore.
Yeah, no.
I think it's your life and you have highs and lows in photography, but it's just part of your life now. Like you can't stop.
I mean, I even made a TikTok about that. I walk out on the floor and I look around and I was like, well, this is about to be my whole personality.
Yep. Pretty much.
It has become my personality. Yeah. That's like, so I'm so anal about like everything being just so perfect. And then if it's not, I like have meltdowns, especially that's the thing about me is like, yes, I have like this perfection syndrome of like where I want everything perfect at all times. And I think when Emily said to me before, like people are afraid of you or I get told a lot that like I'm intimidating. I think it's because people see that and hear me say things like that and watch me like strive for this level of perfection that is unobtainable. And they think I expect them to do that or I expect them to be perfect in some way. Like I expect you to know the thing to do or know the thing to say or not make mistakes. No, just me. Just me.
Yeah. And sometimes it's like intimidating, if I can talk, the first time I came to you. It was
about pictures?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff like that. Very intimidating because I knew how much you had worked on this. And I was scared that I hadn't put all this work into this. I had never even been here before. Like,
I know.
And I felt like I wasn't going to add up to like what you were looking for. And it wouldn't have been me. It was just that all your energy had been put into this.
Yeah, yeah.
And we hadn't put any energy into it. So it's like, I don't want to do anything wrong. Like,
see, I think it's funny. You overthought it and was like, I'm so worried that I'm not going to be good enough. And like, then you had to get rid
of No Shave November legs for that photo shoot. I hadn't shaved in so long. And she's like, hey, come tomorrow. And I'm like, oh God. Like, it was so worth it.
I knew you had to be nervous because you kept making excuses. Oh, I've got to shave my legs. Oh, well, what about this? And what about that? Because you were telling me about like
I had every excuse.
And I was like, girl, that ain't no excuse. Lindsay Wilbur, she did the same thing. She was like, one time her friend showed up. It was when I first started, and her friend showed up at a house before we even had a studio. It was an Airbnb, and the friend was getting pictures, and I was like, you want to do a milk bath? And Lindsay was like, girl, I'm not shaved. I said, I don't care. Take your clothes off. Get in this tub, girl. Like, you not shaving, not an excuse. I'm still going to be like, you're fine. I'll edit it out. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about your leg hair. I got you, baby.
Yeah.
And what's funny is like you and Bree are cousins,
Mhm.
and you overthink it. Bree is like, I kind of am in the center of that, right? So I'm same but opposite of both of you.
Yeah.
So I will overthink things, but I'm also like Bree. I just have this blind confidence of like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know if it's gonna work out. Just gonna do it. You know what I mean?
Well, that's
Bree,
me. That's
Bree will
me
just show up.
now.
She's like, I'm just doing it.
Yeah.
I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bree's always been that way to an extent. Like she can, a lot of you might not know this, but Bree can sing.
Mm-hmm.
Cherish can sing. She don't tell nobody, but she can sing. Like, but that's been her. We'd go to like family events, something like that, and they would start singing. And me, I couldn't carry a tune in a fucking pail. And I would just try, and then I'd get scared and just stop. No, Bree, she would belch it out. She just, that's her
Roll with it.
personality. She don't care how she looks to other people.
Yeah, and I like that. I think that's so fun. I think that's what made her fun to work with at the beginning because I was very insecure.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried my hardest to help my clients be secure, but I wasn't very good at it yet. Because I didn't feel secure. That's the magic behind it. Like you have to be secure in what you're doing in order to help them feel secure. If you both can't be doing it at the same, you both can't be panicking at the same
You'll
time.
feed off of it.
And that's why when she first came to me, Bree was such a godsend at the very beginning of me opening a studio. She does have the blind confidence. Fuck it, let's do it. Let's go. I don't even know what we're doing, but I'm there. She doesn't care.
No.
And so when she came in, she became such like a safety blanket for me, like a I don't know. I just tell everybody she was my little safety blankie, my little passy. Anytime I had to do anything hard, anything new, something that I've never tried before, I would call her and I was like, I'm going to try it with Bree. Because if Bree, I could get great pictures with her, then I've got it. Like, I just feel blindly confident. I've got this. Right. I don't care if the next person doesn't know how to pose. It's fine. I know what I'm doing now.
Well, there's no like fog between y'all.
Mm-mm.
If you freeze up, she's got it.
She's just
if
going.
If she freezes up for a second, you got it.
Yep.
Y'all feed off that.
In the last little bit, like the first time you came, you were very scared, and I could tell.
Oh, I was shaking while Emily was doing my makeup. She's like, "Are you scared?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
I think when you did the burlesque,
I let it fly.
Yes, when you came in for burlesque, and I did that shoot with you, I was like, you are in my category of people I know I can call on if I'm uncomfortable or nervous about trying something new. Because now I know you got it. Like you just had to kind of get your feet wet.
Yeah.
And that's why I actually started offering minis at the studio too, is because minis are not as expensive. So they can get their toes wet.
Yeah.
And then be like, okay, you know what? That's actually not bad. And I do love this.
Yeah.
And then they'll do it.
Yeah.
It's not scary. It's only scary if you don't know what's happening. Like if you don't know what to expect. Because everybody that does minis, they come back.
Yeah.
For sure.
What I love most about minis is like when you do your own session.
Yeah.
A luxury session. You're by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what to expect. You're going in here. The only person in here getting naked. But in minis, you have other girls here that's already done it. Going behind you. You get to talk to them, see what they've done. You can even watch their session if they want you to.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they'll go back there and hype you up too. So you already made some like common ground with people doing the same thing as you. You're not the only one in here naked.
It's a lot. The minis are a lot of fun. Like you'll have somebody in the makeup chair, somebody's coming in, they're really nervous. They're like, oh yeah, I'm nervous too. And the one coming out, they're like, girl, this was fun.
Yeah.
They're perfectly fine with
it. Exactly.
Yeah. And then like the last one we did, she was like, do you care if I watch? And she was like, no, come back here. She was like, I'm really nervous. So she went back there and she watched it. And when the first one left, she was like, I've got this. I was like, yeah, you do. Yeah, you're good. But I think that's what it is. You just kind of have to do it once. Bree's just like an anomaly that she came in just blindly confident. She was like, oh, I'm fine. Yeah. First day, I'm fine. I was the one nervous. And then you came in nervous the first time. But now, and that's like what made mine and her relationship, and still is, such a magical thing together when we're working. Mm-hmm. And it's become such a magic with me and you. Like when we did the Between the Sheets just recently, I was in mid-shooting, and I didn't tell you this. Mm-hmm. I was mid-shooting, and I was like, we got the magic too. I feel it. Like, I don't know how else to describe it other than to
Right.
say it's like a magical
But
thing.
I feel it.
Yeah, but like
I
you
feel
feel
it.
it. Like there's this thing of, I don't have to pose you. I don't have to, like, I'll give you like little, like, hey, do this, do this, do this. But there's not like like, I don't have to draw anything out of you. You're giving to me as much as I'm giving to you. And it's just like this back and forth ebb and flow. And I've had several clients that have come in that are like that. But I think it's because you and Brie are family that it just, there's like another intensity of to that. I don't know if it's because we're more comfortable with each other. I don't know if it's because there's a love for each other too, that we're working
Right.
together for something.
Right.
I don't know if it's that, but like the magic we had this last one.
Yeah.
Oh, chef's kiss, boy. Like the moment I
felt it
started
too.
shooting you and you just started looking and moving, and I was like, ah, I love this. I love this so much.
And you know what people say? Well, first, before I say that, that was my first session in this studio.
Oh yeah,
Believe it or not, it was. Weirdest thing ever.
Shit fire. I didn't even realize. See, I get so lost in the
Yeah.
like Mom told me the other day, she was like, I've literally not had a shoot with you since before I got COVID. It's like 2 years.
Yeah.
But I get so lost in the day to day and the constant new set, new studio, new this, new clients, that sometimes I don't even realize like how long it's been since I've had somebody.
Yeah.
That sounds gross, but
I
you know
get
what I mean?
it though. Like I get it.
Yeah.
The most like everyone that I've shown my pictures to, because I'll show them to everybody now. I don't care.
Yeah.
But I love to show them all. And they're like, your confidence. And then I'll like hold a picture up from my first session and then hold a picture up from between the sheets. And it's like, wow. You can see it in my face.
Yeah,
I
you
was
can see
nervous.
it in your face.
I was
Yeah.
tense. I was, what do I do? Like, you know, and now I'm just like, here it is, baby. Like,
look at me.
Let's do this.
You know what's crazy though is some people can see that they're nervous in their face only if they think that they already know that they looked nervous or they felt nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they say that they can see it. Most people say that they can't. It's mean. But I actually, with your first shoot, I didn't try to not make you nervous.
You wanted to see my growth.
I wanted to just let you be. I knew that this was not something that you were never coming back. Mm-hmm. I knew that you were coming back, but I wanted to let you feel and experience it and like come into your own by yourself. I didn't feel like you needed me to try to pose coach your face or tell you like how you needed to look or have you look away if I know that you're just so nervous that I'm not getting anything. Right. And your photos are still beautiful. You still made beautiful faces, but deep in your face, you can tell that you are a little nervous. Yeah. But when you compare them to now, the confidence that you grew, and I think the beach helped a lot too. Yeah. When you went to the beach, I loved your beach pictures, boy.
I loved them.
You know what my favorite one is?
And you know it's pouring rain in those pictures.
I know. What was your favorite beach picture?
My favorite beach picture.
You know I'll put them up on the screen too.
Yeah.
Everybody gotta look at her boobies.
My boobies. I think I have top 3.
Okay, what's top 3?
I can't decide. It's the one where the train is on my side and I'm holding my hair.
Oh yeah.
That one. And then the one where the waves are crashing behind me and I'm coming up out of the ocean, just holding. And then the last one would be where I'm on my knees and they're off my shoulders, looking up at you.
My favorite is actually close to that one, but it's the one where it's coming off your shoulders, you're holding your arms and your boobs, and your eyes are closed and your head's tilted back because you just look so lost in that photo, like so lost in the moment. Oh my God, I love that.
Because that's all I could hear.
Yeah, that was my favorite one.
Ocean, just
favorite one.
Loved it.
Loved that one. Yeah. I also loved the burlesque one was also another favorite. And I think that's because that was the first one time I got to see you like really start to come in on your own.
Andy and Emily were at the studio and we were doing the burlesque. And then they walked out the door and you're like, all right, you ready to take some real pictures? Like, let's do it. Like, take it off, baby.
Well, I didn't
want to put pasties on me.
I didn't want to like, I don't know, like rat you out and be like, get your titties out, girl, in front of everybody. Right. I wanted to wait and let, we'll do the tame ones in front of people. But pull your titties out when they leave.
I get it.
And I loved those. And the fact that you added a bat. Now, these I won't post. y'all ain't getting to see that. But the where you had the baseball cap on,
Yeah,
so
Nate's hat
freaking
on.
cute. I
Yeah.
loved it. That was such a cute idea.
Yeah.
That was
He
such a cute idea.
wanted to make it his profile picture, but I won't let him.
Yeah,
No.
boy. Maybe he'll get some unsolicited dick pictures like we do.
Probably.
Jesus. That's what I was telling the girls yesterday at the pool. I was like, do you know how many wieners I've had to look at doing this business? Like, I'll post, it's the most covered up photo ever. Like, no, they show no, Facebook's not going to let me show anything
Right.
dirty. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, they're covered up, and then I get to have to look at the wieners for like 3 days. I'm just, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
There's a million boobs you could look at that are free.
Exactly.
Why here?
There's a whole cyberspace out there that you can just
literally
go to,
feel like that the next time I get one, I'm just going to be like, you know what? 0 stars.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 2.
Yeah.
I'll give it the amount of inches, 2.
I have had like Nate's friends have girlfriends, whatever, and they'll make the comments like, they're like, well, why would I pay that much money to get these pictures done? I could just take pictures in my bedroom with my phone and all
you
this other
can.
stuff. And I'm like,
but they won't look as good.
yeah, but here's the difference. You look like anybody could have you. These girls look like they're untouchable.
That is a fact, boy.
Like,
I ain't even thought about that yet.
There's class behind it. It's not about it. Yes, it has a lot to do with the quality of the pictures. I shouldn't say that. But the way you do it is classy.
I do like, my favorite thing about doing boudoir is I do love to storytell. That's like a thing for me. I like to storytell. I like to get you in here and slowly walk you through the process to where when you're looking at your pictures in chronological order of where I took them, it tells a story of you just feeling yourself, you know, being a bad bitch. Like, I like to watch you go from absolutely terrified. My favorite thing, like the one thing that just gives my little dark heart just joy, is to take a picture of somebody that is like absolutely terrified, nervous, has already been complaining, look at my belly, look at my legs, look at my arms, look at my face, look at my chin, look at this, and they're really worried about all these different things. And then I will take a picture, turn around, show it to them raw on the camera. They take one look at it and they're like, yeah, oh my God.
That face gets me every time they
that don't look like me. They
just stop for a minute, like,
they're like, there's no way that's me. And I'm like,
you had no time to edit it or anything.
Yeah, I just took it raw on the camera. Here it is. This is what you look like. This is what you look like to me.
Yeah.
That is the thing that I want people to understand, is like, I don't take the pictures to make you look a certain way. I take it so that you look the way you look to me.
Yeah.
And that's how you look in my eyes. Those photos of you, that's how you look in my eyes.
Yeah.
I don't know what else.
And I wish you could see how the rest of us saw you in our eyes.
Yeah, because growth.
we don't get to see all of the lingerie pictures. We don't get to see, like, we see some of your boudoir pictures.
Yeah. I'll post some.
But what we see is literally like a queen.
Oh.
We see an empowered woman, so empowered that she's willing to empower every other woman that crosses her path.
Yeah, I have a hard time posting my own photos. And when I do it with the express purpose of saying, like, if I can do this, so can you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not just telling you to do this. Like, if I'm going to talk the talk, I walk the walk too.
Exactly.
Even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's scary,
yeah.
Even if I'm not crazy about it, even if the first thing, and I told a client this the other day, she was like, oh, I can still see this. And I told her, I was like, the thing about it is you have to understand when I'm taking the photos of you, I'm taking a picture of you and I'm showing you how I view you, like what I see.
Yeah.
Right. And if you have an insecurity, let's say your insecurity is your boobs. When I show you the picture, it does not matter how the wider, bigger picture is of the photo itself. You're already insecure about your boobs. So the very first thing you're going to do is, how do my boobs look?
Look at their boobs.
That's exactly, you're looking for the thing to be wrong. And I'm the same way. I can't talk shit. I'm the same way. So when I do my own photos, like, I know the behind the scenes, behind the curtain thing. You know what I mean? Like, you can't fool the magician with a magic trick because they already know the magic trick.
Exactly.
But there is a true magic to it. And that is, I have to continuously look at him. Mm-hmm. You all can look at my photos and be like, wow, you look great. You know, like you said, an empowered queen. I look at it and I'm like, ugh. But the more I look at it, the more I start to see what you are seeing, the same way that I do.
Yeah.
The same way that I see you a certain way. And when you see the picture, you're looking for the thing wrong. But then you do start to get to realize like, oh, like, wow, I do look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Like and I tell them, like, if you're not crazy about it at first, like if you just can't get past the fact that you see the thing that you hate, keep looking at them.
Yeah.
Make yourself keep looking at them. Look at them at least once a day. Pull them back up. Look again.
Exactly.
Look again.
I look at my pictures every day.
Do you look at my pictures every day? You're like, how are we feeling today? Pull it out. Bad bitch of no clog.
Mama. I do.
I look fine as hell.
And the more you do it, with like, I can look at my old pictures and not see what I saw
the first time.
The wrinkles in my thighs and like certain things. Now, like, I guess I'm just so comfortable with it. I just look at my face.
Yeah.
I just like, damn, that bitch is confident now. Like, she would not have done that 2 years ago.
I won't lie to you. When I look at your pictures, all I see is titties.
Titties. The titties be tittying.
The titties be tittying. All right, so we're going to end the video. Thank you guys for watching. If you'd like, you can subscribe to this channel. Make sure you hit the bell notifications. We upload videos every Friday, and you can also find them in our private Facebook group. It is Ladies Only, and it's linked in the description box. All right, bye. Love you. Bye.
Bye.